I'm back. Sorry for the delay. I got a little carried away. I'd been thawing a soup bone of beef, and I, on my high horse, thought I could prepare it to be adequate for normal frying and consumption, and then I started chopping it, and I was like, really? So then we put it in a slow cooker, so it's slow cooking, so that'll be my dinner, probably, maybe. And then, yeah, I cooked up some chicken. Oh. Who needs... Who do I have that needs a Carnage? Ellie. Ellie needs a Carnage. Kunikuzuchi. Alright, what do you want, Tsubasa? Actually, Tiki's a ton of different things. Okay, I'm still, like, tearing my hair out because of Illusory Shibuya. It's like a secret area I'm missing, you know? Oh. Alright, well, whatever. On to Daiba. There we go. Oh, I should probably get the guy. Get the Mirage while I'm here. Back to number 3, which I can do right now. Oh, I skipped Daito Terebi. Cripes can support, souls of old fella. Yep, there you go. Go to the arena. Now crisp my Jiminy's. That sounds like some fun. I feel 50 years younger already. Interesting. So, like, are Mirages intelligent beings, or are they like animals? Because it's like... the idolospheres just create, like, an infinite amount of them? Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I want to go to Daito. Oh, that's right. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. Everybody's doing the musical fests. Alright, where's this guy? Film set 2A indoors. Film set A indoors, second floor. Hey pal, got nothing going on. Tell me something interesting. Scared of me? Afraid? Oh, there we go. Well, a hyena. Oh, an arena, huh? Sounds fun. Sounds a lot better. No, I'm not scared. I'll be waiting for you there. No, I want to go to Daito. This should be good. Ooh. Just up ahead, I need to sense something. A presence not unlike Tiki's. So Dragonstone Shard might be somewhere close by. Seems likely. Should be able to break this a wall like this now. Yes, you should. E. Actually, no, I want to fight these guys.
Fantastic.
These guys are just getting destroyed. Poor guys are brutalized. S Master Force. Well, might as well get it. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Full inheritance, of course. Let's see. Yep, sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with it, Mamori. So just Mirage, this place feels a little different from the others. Korewa, this is a poster for Yashiro's concert. They were in 106, Yashiro. Nothing, we're moving on. You got a twin brother I don't know about? Only 4? Interesting costume there. Ooh. That will do. Nice. I don't remember what this sword is. Cradlad. No, what was it? Gurgurant is giant sword used by what's his face? Mad King Ashnard. Yeah, it's just getting farming a bunch of 5-star Performa. Ooh, repel water. Isn't that literally just whatever Bunda? Oh, Giant is like a savage enemy. Yep. Of course, everybody, like a whole bunch of people need 5-star Performa for their Carnage and Radiant skills. But as soon as I do one of them, go back and do one of them, I run out of 5-star Performa, and no one else. There we go. Can use theirs, and then I get more, and then it tells me, oh, you got stuff ready. Wonderful, everybody. We're wonderful. Ding. Hello. Far away a song, I can hear it. Such a friendly song, I want to hear more of it. Mirage song is so nice that its power is rising and my executive is also rising. What is this? It's a dense flow of energy blocking your passage. Stream of pure performa. Judging by what Tiki said, the dragon stone is somewhere up ahead. Well, we won't be able to get past it at this rate. Huh? Just got a message from Tiki. Big brother, I tried to sense where all that performa being collected in the dragon stone is coming from. Looks like the performance being gathered from all over Enter Kingdom. Most of it looks like it's coming from the Daiba Studio Idolosphere. Oh, so I should have been there first. Dang it. It's coming from Daiba Studio. Okay, I see. Let's go. Skills. While I'm here, might as well top off. Say I left here for the sole purpose of going back there, but then I need to go back there for the sole purpose of coming back here so I can get back there. I'm an idiot. I just left to go back in. There we go. Daiba Studio. Temp security in charge today. Jeez, you're late. The meeting's almost about to start. We've got a really important job setting performance on the stage. Everyone's busy, so you better hurry. All right, need to give you this. Pull that up on my phone. Hold up, Brody. Just follow the path like I taught you in training. Oh, well, that's different. 2. All right. Sorry, folks. So I got 2 picks. Okay, 0's the center one. I'm going to explore the whole room first. So I can know actually which one's what. Sorry, I took a picture of one thing. I don't want to switch it up. Interesting. Hierophant Green.
初めて見るやつだ。慎重に行こう。難しい。そい。初見だ。注意しろ。かけてみるか。
Will this work? There we go.
上出来だ。俺のとっておきだ。受け取れ、トーマ。いいか。いいか。
Yeah, that's good. I don't doubt Yashido's Carnage is available for Unity. Got Bolt Strike now. Okay, that's nice. Got something electric. Yeah, I'm wondering, okay, trying to differentiate everybody, that's fine, but if I can switch, then it won't matter. Whatever. Stick with my same strategy right now. I think I'm doing fine. That's a jump down. Yep. What's up with the Hellraiser here? We got Pinhead. God dang it, die. Yeah, I think they had knights have axes, so they didn't have to deal with the potential of having like 3 lance users. Not last 01. Okay, so I thought 0 to start out with is the center middle one. Okay, it is as I thought. Then 1, which should be 1 left of the top right. That's good. Well, I don't think I had anything extra for Yashiro. I did. Nice. Not yet. Get all these spelled out before I do any jumping down. No pulls. Oh, okay. That's good. Ice Blaze. That sounds good. Ufudine. Yep, okay. Objectively better. Wardrobe. Caduceus. There you go. She's a little kitty. Okay, so I took a pick. 1 is this one. And then we have 8, which is the bottom left. Dang it. So then after 8, we have 7, which is the top left. Platinum Sword Master. Zyodine. Hey, Captain Ultros, welcome back. You always like the second section of the studio? Yeah, I mean, it's the same puzzle. I just took a picture of the stuff. I was cheesed off because I was like, oh, I'm going in order. So I went to the studio, and I was like, oh, frick. I forgot the station. So I went to the station and then found out I needed to go back to the studio, so. Nosferatu. Honestly, nah. Whoa. What was it? It was 7. Just the upper left. This is probably a dead end. Yep. I apologize for my tardiness. I was gonna make one thing, but then it didn't for lunch, and then it didn't work out. So then I had to do another thing, and I wasn't just eating fast food. So, yeah. So 6, which is not this one, but the next one over. And then finally, it's 9. Speaking, you got pulled into a call for work. I said a car for work. Don't know if your lunch got overcooked or better check that. Yeah. Yes, please. That tells me I got the right door. Look, a bunch of performers coming out. You're the ones with the reports. You've been pretending to be part of the staff to sneak your way in. There's no further need for conversation. I'm gonna break this connection. I will avenge my friends. There's one down. Looks like your friends are gonna have to avenge you. Rider power! Nah. Don't care. Yep, I'm good. Alright, we stopped that one. I'm worried about Tiki said. About that fake Yashiro. Let's go to Daibo TV station. Daibo Telebi Station. Well, now I'm here. Huh, there's like jump downs from there. Were there any more, like, doors I can break? No. There's definitely a secret. So what can I do? You know what? If you hold the note upside down, it can read 6, 9... No. Never mind. 1 and 7 don't. Let's just go into the doors that I haven't gone into. See what's what. Is it the same orientation as last time? No. The other areas are accessed by completing requests later in the game. Okay. Thank you. Do you know about Shibuya 106? Or yeah, the 106? No, not 106. The Shibuya one. Like, I could not for the life of me locate anywhere else that I could explore more. Like, everything was airtight. Unless I'm just blind, but I scoured the map. And there was nothing more. Look at the map. Well, let's check right now. No, buttons. Yeah, it's like, okay, slow. Let's start at the top. You know. There's nothing here. And it all looked good to me, too. Because, like, if you check all the drop-down ones, all the... Let's see. That drop-down one drops down to there. Oops. That drop-down one drops down to there. Oh, unless one of the drop-down ones actually drops down to something on the second floor. I would have no way of knowing that they indeed do that. Oh. Let's look at a picture or something of a completed map. Yeah. I don't know. I do not know. I've explored every nook and cranny. Whatever. I'm not going to concern myself with it too much. Back to Daito. Oh, by the way, how was your lunch? Was it overcooked? And what we have for lunch? Wait, do I have 32 unread topics? Yep. Use your memories. I want to help. Oh, the Unity note. Yeah. But Yashio Doppelganger hasn't showed up yet. Kind of unnerving. More importantly, though, is Mamori doing okay? She can take things too seriously sometimes. You're with her. You're the one with her. You gotta make sure she's all right. But don't think this means you can cozy up to her. You better watch yourself. She's like 15. The heck is what's happening in the Cosmic Egg at all places? Noodles sat and soaked up all the water, so they're a bit weird tasting, but at least the stove was up. Good. What kind of noodles? Ramen? A spaghetti? Defeated the Mirage at Daiba Studio. Ramen noodles, alright. The classic. Did you know that ramen noodles originated in China? And were popularized in Japan? No. I want to go over yonder. Oh, I didn't go this way. And there's nothing here. Nice. Yeah, I had, I was rooting around in the old freezer and found out my father has, he bought a cow. Like half a cow, or a quarter of a cow. And he had, like, an arm, like, piece of arm beef. And it was made for soup. But I was like, I wonder if I can, if I chop it up into, like, steak tips, can I cook it? And I was, like, chopping it up. I'm like, this probably is not going to taste good. So we fired up the old slow cooker and threw them in there. And that took a while, but now it's slow cooking, so I can't eat it for lunch. So hopefully it'll be ready for dinner. We'll see, though. I might have a portion and then put it on to slow cook even further overnight. But yeah, so then I was like, well, frick. Does seem like a plan to me. So then I was like, all right, okay. So then I pulled out chicken, a full chicken, which I had been thawing also with plans to eat eventually. And it had been a few days since it had been sitting in the fridge. But all of the, so like the thick parts on the actual body of the chicken were still frozen deep in there, but the drumsticks and the wings were not. So I chopped those off and then cooked those up. It was pretty good. It was actually it had been sitting in his freezer for like I want to say better part of 5 years, because this was actually a chicken that I had cared for myself in high school. I was part of the Future Farmers of America, and we held a chicken contest, or every year they held a chicken contest where you could buy chicks that were all hatched on the same day, everybody across the state, and then you could track their progress, and then eventually you got them processed, and whoever had the nicest looking birds was the winner. And it was, oh no, what? It was pretty good for a a 6-year-old bird. Yeah, jeez. Hold up. Okie doke. I'm upset that that savage enemy wasted a clap track. No, come here. Yeah, got him. It's a pretty cool story. Thank you. But yeah, I was glad. I'm just gonna look up. What it's weak against. Nothing. Resistant to all physical weapons. Repels ice. Nullifies. Weak. Yeah, I was gonna say. Let's just do that to get all this stuff there. That was interesting. Can it just run away? Did it change its So why'd it stop? Because it repelled, like, ice? What? I'm upset. Yeah, okay. I thought the first session ended halfway through for some reason. Whatever. No weaknesses. Can't. I mean, I guess you could force a session without using SP moves if you use like if you inflicted a status effect on it and then had a character that has a status effect session force thing. An ad lib. True. Oh, I probably have another thing for Toma. I'm just glad that chicken still is good. I suppose, I mean, it tasted good, but I suppose I might be feeling it in a few hours if it's not, so. But yeah. Not this again. Bruh, excuse me, bruh. Did a fine job at the recording of the Solace Serenade special. You have a great singing voice. Yeah, bro. I was slamming it. So for this concert too, dog, I gotta sing again. The stage is calling me. I'm sorry, but that's probably not gonna happen. Bruh, why are you being like that? I'm telling you, I'm the greatest. I will sing for that concert. What with all the performer being gathered at the Dragonstone, our friends are also getting interested in entertainment. We'd love to accommodate everyone and ask all our friends to sing, but for this concert, we're only permitting artists with performance strong enough for Mr. Yashiro to acknowledge. No exceptions, I'm afraid. Bruh, what are you doing? Yo, let me go. Bruh! I'm checking equipment. Anyone not working on the show really shouldn't touch it. I'll have to ask you to leave. Oh, I thought he was going to, like, kill him and steal the performa. Hello. Hey, good work. Thanks for helping me out back there. I'm helping the director right now, taking care of the equipment. No. You can't just take it without getting proper permission from the staff member in charge. Okay. I was going to say, might as well take him if you let me. But he won't let me. I suppose I really should be attacking, like, everybody still. I hate nothing more than going back and having to farm. So, it's like a round stake. So basically, come on. Okay, there we go. So a cross section of a cow or bull's foot or leg. So maybe like right here. So I chopped it all up into pieces. Probably could have stood to chop it up into smaller pieces. But threw all that in the pot in a slow cooker. Threw some chicken stock in there as well. And then added some diced onions and potatoes. Threw some spices in there. Salt and pepper, of course. What else did I throw in there? garlic powder. I forgot that it was a sprinkle and not a pour, so I probably put a little too much garlic powder in there. We'll see if it'll need to be thinned out with some milk. Good cooking. A good heal or fully heal? There's an ad-lib that fills up SP, but I haven't seen one that fills up EP explicitly. Which is what I want. Two Mirages in the room. Seem to have started to talk after moving in front of the destroyed poster paints. Seriously, what's this? I am the true Yashido crap. This guy gets a little stronger and suddenly everyone's swooning over him. Well, Mr. Yashido's strength is unparalleled. We couldn't possibly compare ourselves to him. It's probably just because he happened to be the closest one to that stone when he was guarding it. And all that performer gathering in the stone ended up affecting him. It's the only reason he's so strong, right? And not only mimicking a human, but holding a secret concert? He's not thinking about all that staff who have to set up for him. Well, before he got all that strength, he wasn't really that different from the rest of us. I better get going now. Excuse me, good luck getting the props ready. What if Yashido's like, yo, what's up? Hey, hoy! You're here to see me? I'm busy getting things ready, so could you come back later? Can I take this? Nope. Okay, so it seems like I've done all I could do here. Alright, gotta backtrack. Hopefully I'll find something. Whoop. That'll let me progress with the lantern type thing before. Maybe I'll get a staff thing. Oh yeah, I still found that ID card on the stage at Tobo department store roof. Never found out what the deal was with that. Probably a request somewhere. Request from a guy on how to Juku. Yeah. Kind of weird. Usually games force you to accept the quest first before you can find the thing. It's kind of cool. Whoops. Oh, I don't even need to do poison. You assume I did get the quest first, but forgot? Oh, probably. Talk to some guy and be like, yo. Can you find my ID? Sure, forgets. 2 days later, wow, this ID. Darn, that stinks. Casting. Alright, I'll keep everybody. You know what? I haven't saved in a while. Come on. Nothing? I gotta get axe. That makes sense. Wind and axe and bow. Axes best lances. Lances best swords. And swords best axes. Okay, never mind. Only staff. I mean, in all the other idolospheres, they just kind of assumed that I was a staff member. So, you know, why not here? Maybe they got smart. Because the last one, they're like, you're the people who've been impersonating staff members. But, like, oh, was it the boss of the last idolosphere I beat? Back in, like, the station, right? Weren't they like, you're the people on the list or whatever? Like, shouldn't they have wanted posters? And then there's the thing of who is Garneth? The obvious choice is the new president of whatever it was. Dai To, Dai Ba, Dai Blaba, Dai Tama. But there is kind of the outstanding question of producer Hatanaka guy. We found him, they made a point of having us find him in the middle of an idolosphere, and then he left, and that has had no bearing on the main story so far. So, the question is, what's going to be the bearing? Yeah, I'll do that. Excuse me. I'm busy right now, so if you need something, could you come back later, please?
ファンタスティック。
ぶちかましてきなさい、翼。そうなの、キリアお姉ちゃん。
殲滅完了。
頑張りました。
敵が現れたぞ。
Now what?
これなら大丈夫そう。
I explored everywhere, right?
よし。
Well, maybe I didn't.
せーの。決まりました。
よろしく。やれ。
マイコ、あとはよろしくね。
翼じゃ。
続いてください。頑張って。大成功。
助かった。頼んだ。次だ。
今よ。ぶちかましてきなさい。
信じてるぜ。
あれ、もう終わりですか？
Talk to the guy next to the door that said it was for staff? I thought I did. That would have been a not gamer moment. Hey, no, we meet again, and perfect timing. Give me a hand. We need more people to. They're more. I guess I didn't. Jesus. Thank you, thank you. As always, you have the answer, and I am greatly appreciative. I can't wait to start playing Stardew, and then I'll start telling you the answers.
俺だって成長してるはず。よく頑張ったな、いつき。
いけます。
復活しよう。やった。
今です。
あとは任せた。
マイコさん。いけるわね。
You don't know anything about Stardew? Well, you'll provided you choose to continue watching. You will.
この調子でいこう。
私の秘術、キリアだけやったわ。
敵が現れたぞ。
Ah, bogus.
準備完了です。
はい。
承知したよ。
真っ二つです。決まりました。気合い入れなさい、お願い。どうよ。
記憶などなく。
Why does it say entry limit?
俺には一度の。
What does that mean?
ナイト。ここか。
今です。
肩にかけろ。
今だよ。いけるわね。チキ。よろしくね。どうも。
すげえ俺たち。俺たちは負けない。
Oh, are you the help? Guess that's us. I'm the stylish charmed, I'm sure. Now I want to adjust Yashiro's costume so I see it's similar. Oh, look at you. You're like a perfect body double for Yashiro. Me? Well, who else, boss? Who else? Now, come on. I need you to come this way for a little bit. Yashiro, could you just deal with it long enough for us to move on? Fantastic. All done. You were such a big help. I better go tell the director I'm done here. Well, do I get a new costume? Strong, Yashiro. That was actually not bad at all. That Mirage has impeccable handiwork.
ついていこう。
ドカンとやっちゃいます。
落ちろ。これだな。
次行きます。
あとは任せた。
お願い。頼んだわよ。行ってキリヤお姉ちゃん。任せるわ。
すげえ俺たち。みんな大丈夫か。
Honestly, I think I am enjoying this game better from being OP, from the sense that I don't really have to deal with random encounters. Like, I don't have to deal with trying to run away or whatever. Hey, Jackoni, thanks for the raid. How have you been? How you doing? What game were you playing? Is the raid music too loud? Raid! How you been? And are you familiar with Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore? And what were you playing? Give me all the deets, Jackoni. Good and yes. Oh, it's because... It's because, Toma missed. So that's why the session ended. I can't remember if I gave... Look at how many followers you got now. 3,519 followers, but 208 views. With all due respect, you probably did something to get followers that will not actually have any great impact on your viewership. How'd you manage that? Rude. What? Well, how did you obtain those followers? I probably should just use SP stuff. Oh, fast asleep. I apologize if I have read the situation wrong. Please do correct me. Come on. Oh, he's asleep. Don't you run away. Thank you. I'm just going to make sure. Play it safe. There we go. Alien Stalker. Yes, a bunch of streamers for shoutouts. Oh, okay. Have you seen an increase in viewership? Cause yeah, I was looking into other streamers or like, you know, tips on YouTube how to grow your stream or whatever. Interesting. Well, I'm happy for you if it's working for you. Though weird, when I click on your profile, it just says you have 208 total viewers. So I don't know how Twitch calculates a view, quote. But yeah, a follower is not always a viewer, is not always a chatter, who is not always a community member.
And there goes the battle!
Okie doke. Oh, is this staff only? Just wait a waiting room. Oh, it's a picture. Oh, that I just straight up didn't go through this door. Okay. Dang.
敵が現れたぞ。せい。やった。
余裕余裕。
承知。
今の私は
Ad lib.
敵よ。見てみて。ハリウッド的に盛り上げてあげるわ。続きは劇場でね。
あとは任せた。
いけるわね。じゃあよろしくね。任せるわ。今です。
すげえ俺たち。
あれもう終わり？
3 Mirages in the room. Something clearly fishy going on between 2 of them. Excuse me, could you please let them quiet down a little? I'm also excited about Mr. Yashiro's concert, but please. Hey, use extras. Us extras are gonna go get Mr. Yashiro's concert all heated up. Okay, just for kicks, Jackoni, if you're still here, I was scrubbing through your last video. F-Topayer and another TT viewer are bots, just so you know. So I'm hoping you didn't get lots of bots following you around. So be on the lookout for that, just a heads up. Hey, us extras are going to go get Mr. Yashiro's concert all heated up. Mr. Yashiro is the most successful of all of us, so I hope he kills it out there. I'm getting so fired up, so let's keep our hype up and get the real show on the road. I really wish someone would discipline them. I can do that. My stage fright really kicks in just for the show. Wait, did the director send you? I came to investigate the noise and the extras are causing a ruckus in the dressing room. I want them to quiet down, but I'm not so good with, confrontations. Could you discipline them in my place? Sure.
そんなに死にたいのか。この日を逃すな。終わりにしてやる。やったー。行ってくれ。
お願い。ぶちかましてきなさい。
繋いでくれ。
頑張って。お願い。やったー。
Excuse me.
ハリウッド的にね。
オッケー。
Just literally kill them.
見せてくれ。やる。
一気に行きましょう。頼んだわよ。
信じてるぜ。
キリアお姉ちゃん。落ち着いていくのよ。いいえ。ありがとう。
Oh, you're so strong. Looking for a job in security? Kidding, kidding. I'll be fine for now, so I'll let the director know. I just killed those extras. Will this be okay for now? Yeah. Exactly what I'm thinking. Alright, where am I going? Okay, over to West. East? I thought you said West.
引き締めていこう。
いい感じ。
クロムみたいに。この日を逃すな。
今よ。
上げ。
この隙に。あとはよろしくね。今です。頑張って。
I think Jackoni is gone.
私も負けてらんない。
エクセレント。
いい感じ。
この日を逃すな。
頼んだわよ。この隙に。キリアお姉ちゃん。頼みます。
殲滅完了。
いいえ。
的なこの力で華麗なる戦いを。
Blades of Restraint. Sure. Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know why I'm, like, agonizing over what skills and whatnot to have. I think whatever I have, I'm pretty much gonna be good. Still can't believe I didn't talk to the frickin' guy.
この隙に仕留めろ。
みんなハリウッド的にやるわよ。
Boom. I keep instinctively going to the healing one, but doesn't really matter now, does it? When you're at full health.
あとは任せた。
ぶちかましてきなさい。やったー。努力才能よ。
敵だ。不意打ちに気をつけろ。準備はいいかい？
もちろん。
この日を逃すな。
当然でしょ。
Dang, got 5 of them.
あとは任せた。
翼ちゃん、この隙に。キリアお姉ちゃん、お任せしました。
But I think it'll be fine.
運命を切り開く。その技で決めろ。だ。だな。
隙は作ったわ。
次だ。
今だよ。よろしくね。次。お願いします。あとはよろしくね。
お疲れ。
If when I'm getting a capture card, you might actually do the lunatic run and stream it. Hey, I am following you. So if I had the time,
受け取れ。
I'd check it out.
いいか。
So yeah,
いいか。
if you, I have an Elgato HD60 S. I think there's an S there. And that's like the, from what I've seen / heard, that's like the standard.
いい感じ。
Pretty much everybody's got one of those. It seems like everybody I ask. And that's like decently expensive, but
ミラージュアタック。
it
了解。承知した。
you know,
針の刃よ。
I've had it for the year plus that I've streamed. I've had no issues with it. The only issue I had with it, I realized the image quality was like a little darker. It became apparent when I was like playing Minecraft and in like zero visibility, complete darkness, I could still see on my computer, but the viewers couldn't really see what was going on. But I don't know, yeah, if that's the fault of the other, yeah. Like, just turn it on. What should I do? Let's turn it off. No, without proper permission, staff member in charge. Okay. But yeah, so, and then the HD60 Pro is one that if you have a PC, like, can be incorporated directly into your PC. So, you don't need to run, you know, HDMI, or not HDMI, a USB. Because how it works now, I have an HDMI that runs the capture card, and an HDMI that runs to the, you know, HDMI runs from the switch through the capture card to the end. And then there's a USB cable that plugs in the computer, of course, that powers it and sends the information to the computer. But I think if you get the Pro, that one just somehow plugs directly into your PC. I don't know. I don't have a gaming PC. And Yeah. To the south one.
敵が現れたぞ
No, thank you. I know someone who's got that one, and it's worked well for her.
敵だ一気に決めろせい今のうちだみんな落ち着いていこう
いい感じ。
そいよし倒したぞ行け
あとはよろしくね。
Those round everyone's 4, hoping to get some extra money from all this work you've been doing lately and managed to pick up a card, some free TM to do some streaming. Well, that's the catch, isn't it? You do all the extra work to get the capture card, but it takes all the time you can from streaming.
よろしくね。お願い。トーマくん。イエーイ。ありがとう。
Hey, you, could you possibly be here to help us out? We're on the props team. How you doing? Look, and also suddenly, could you give us light lessons for the lanterns? Oh no! Come on!
敵だ一気に決めろ
How many performa? How much 5-star performa do I got? Prestige. A decent amount. Back and forth, and back and forth, and forth and back.
始めますか。
いいね
狙い通り。
いやこいつか旗にかけろ
気合い入れなさい。そうだそう。よろしくね。お願い。トーマくん。
俺だって成長してるはず
こっちよ。
よく頑張ってクロムみたいにやった海鶴エレオノーラ
いけるわね。これで終わり。
みんな大丈夫か俺のとっておきだ受け取れトーマ
Nazar.
いいか
You know, a good game that has backtracking, that does it well, is Metroid Dread. I realized, like, you go back to places you've already been before, but it's actually interesting because now that you have new abilities, like, it prevents you from going back where you were before until you get new abilities that can allow you to, like, navigate the area in a completely new, different way.
こいつか旗にかけろ
気合い入れなさい。
And I love that about it. When you listen to things, yeah, Metroid Dread, yeah, Metroid games in general. Yeah, I've played Fusion, Samus Returns. Excuse me. Fusion, Samus Returns, and Dread. Get permission with prop managers? Okay, go ahead. I think I have enough 5-star performance. I could be wrong. Oh, let's not deal with that guy.
敵が現れたぞ
My problem was I worked a lot in college, you know. I did nothing but work and I was an RA, so my room and board were paid for. But the problem I got was I was so busy, I didn't have enough time to actually play the games that I bought. All I would do is buy games. Like, that was the only thing I would buy. I'd buy, like, toiletry and video games.
いけるわね。
Toiletries and video games. And that was it.
私も負けてらんない。必殺必中。一発と命中。
みんな落ち着いていこう。こっちだ。クロムみたいに。ここか。やれ。
今よ。お願いします。翼ちゃん。やった。私たちの勝ちだね。
この調子でいこう。
Okay, going back. For some reason, I thought I got turned around. I was like, wait. But the light ends, you know, okay. Nice. Nice! Took care of everything.
それで弱点を攻めろ。
こいつは効くわよ。ずっと命中。
やれ。
あとはよろしくね。この隙に。よろしくね。つないで。パスです。
楽勝だな。エクセレント。見切った。その調子だ。やれ。
隙は作ったわ。お願いします。頼んだわよ。やった。私たちの勝ちだね。
みんな大丈夫か。
Noble Gravitas. Nah, I don't really care about them at all. Yeah, once I get out of here, I am definitely doing some carnage, some unity of the Carnage and Radiant variety. Thought this guy was a rare monster at the start. So you guys, I got the message. As I promised, you can go watch the show for as long as you want. All right, Yashiro, doppelganger, Gi. You know, if you go right now, you actually might be the perfect chance to speak with Yashiro himself. Okay, till next time.
敵が現れたぞ。やっ。敵の気配は消えたようだ。敵が現れたぞ。戦いは回避できたか。
This is probably nothing over here. But gotta fill that map out, you know, gotta get those achievements. Yeah, boy. Chakra pot. Oh, well, I must be done. I looted the station. Ah, didn't turn. I'll probably be good at half EP. Dang, whoever did the voice acting for that scream was like, woof. Watchfulness. Nope.
いいかいいか
So many weird little achievements in this game. Quite a few ways with costume combos. Some wish for New Game Plus only. So, like, just have certain costume? Or what? Like, have a team with this costume, that costume, and the other costume? I might play it, do a New Game Plus, like, lunatic run, and then just completely blow it out of the water by grinding as soon as I get access to, wearing certain combos in battle. Jeez. Weird. And then blow it out of the water by just, yeah. Everyone with microwave and apron. Is this one of your songs? Yes, it is. Yashiro. Oh my god, he's so dreamy. Yashiro. Yashiro. Oh, and there you are, my darling self. He looks and sounds exactly like you. Is he the one with the Dragonstone shard? My name, peasants, is Yashiro Tsurugi, and I am an artiste of the highest order. Filthy imposter, is that what you believe Yashiro Tsurugi is? He would never say ta-ta or darling. Wait, that's what's been bothering you? You will bow before me. What the... That song seems to exert some dominating influence over the minds of others. Ah, Yashiro's so hot. Pathetic. Imitating my appearance and voice, I was admittedly curious as to what you do, but is this your best? You failed the staff that worked so hard to make this performance happen. For an artist, there is no greater sin. Fine then, you pitiful little fraud. Allow me to show you who Yashiro Tsurugi really is. I stand before you, the true Yashiro Tsurugi. On guard, for I shall shower you with the power of Yashiro Tsurugi himself. Yashiro Tsurugi. What's Yashiro weak to? I don't know. Probably lances. Oh no. If you lunatic run, nothing you've done actually carries over except for your analysis info, the ability to reforge weapons for +1 or more. Wow. That's rough. Wow. Oh! That's rough. Switch to someone with a lance. Counters OP in this fight. Good to know. Interesting. Why does it say only 3? Oh, nice. Olga! Flame! Blast!
さっきは助かったぞ。例は
Well, let's try.
かわせると思うな。うせろ。
Oh, because he missed? It doesn't work? Or what? So I didn't know if Lance is actually a valid option to keep the combo if it isn't going to be null, drained, repelled. Roger.
絶対つなげてやるよ。しびれろ。よし、畳みかけろ。信じてるぜ。
守りお任せしました。
Yeah, the downside of me doing this, being over leveled, is I'm just kind of like,
そうだな。
yeah, whatever, like, it'll work. Yeah, they're gonna area of effect, and I was like, they missed with Heat Rain. I don't know if it has to hit, you know, but whatever.
いかて。
Counter's OP.
あとは任せた。
That'll be convenient. You can't counter an AoE attack no matter what? Okay.
やれ。いけるか。
あとはよろしくね。守り。
お前たち。
Whatever.
かわせると思うな。 本物の力を見せてやろう。
And that's magic, right? So he can't counter it?
本物の力を見せてやろう。その調子だ。いつけ。うん、ありがとう。その技では効果が薄いぞ。
Those were all physical. Well, why wasn't Yashiro countering then? He was hitting him with it, right? Oh, was that a session? Or am I... Oh! Toma's also gold. Yashiro's also gold. Oopsies.
よっしゃ。勝ってくるぞと。
Which then I can be upset because it ignored the aggression.
みんな無事か。 そろそろ決めるぞ。そのつもりだ。終わりにしてやる。
Someone texted me?
次で片付ける。
Yep.
無駄な攻撃はよせ。
Sure, why not? Oh, I'm already countering. I'm already acting again. I say, God dang it.
ナバ、承知した。
I just don't want to deal with his counter.
ファンタスティック。信じてるぜ。いい。
よろしく。今だよ。頼んだわよ。今です。キリアお姉ちゃん。やったわ。
Yeah, get him. Beat his corpse. Is that a full session? It's like, is that as long as you can get? 16? There might be some later game stuff. My song was drowned out? Why? Why are we still so different?
偽物だったのか。この俺が相手をしてやった。
can get a second duo after the first. Oh, that's right. You did mention that before. Just keep going forever. Pierce. Oh, that's pretty good. I like that. Better defense boost. 15 5-star performance from that one thing. Dragonstone Shard. I have no time to waste on impersonators. I knew you could do it, Yashido. You gave you quite an impressive showing yourself. We should return to Tiki. Yeah, I'm sure this will help restore her memories. And she's got her work cut out for her. Carnage after carnage, man. Oh, big brother. Tiki, we got a Dragonstone Shard back. Wow, thank you. Let's hurry and start the... Oh! Tiki, what's wrong? No! Tiki? Big brother, it's Garnef. He's calling to me. I'm scared. Where's Bantu? Garnef. Care what Toma's session attacks because Pierce won't go through Null Drain and Repel. But the session generator thinks it will? What? So that's an oversight or a glitch or something? Where is he? He's coming from where the barrier was. Cosmic Egg. Alright, the time has come. We will find him and we will end him. Careful, everyone. We will. Sorry, Tiki. The ritual will have to wait. Sha Nao Ra. So a couple. So I better get penetrated as soon as possible on Toma then. That's what I'm hearing. Alright, let's go through all of them and see if he's got any of them that are... Okay, no, he doesn't. Toma gets penetrated without New Game Plus. Okay. Smash hit. SP grade increases further. Okay. Lots of stuff. Cat's Eye. When a bow skill is used on enemies with poison, sleep, or stun. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. If you stun that one enemy with no weaknesses, the special one. Ooh. More like Sheltering Girl. Sixth sense? You mean sixth sense? Sheltered by her armor girl. Yeah. But it's like the whole point is the fact that she's sheltering other people. In that. By, you know, guarding and whatnot. But whatever. Tyrfing. I think that was in Genealogy of the Holy War. I forget, Captain. What Fire Emblem games, if any, have you played? Cannot remember. Cardicea. Yes, I do. Wow, I got a lot of stuff. I can get all of them. Kaishiari! I should probably still do the ones in the Sheltered Egg because it'll most likely have enemies that, a little bit of 3DS ones. Okay, so you haven't played, so you played Blazing Blade, Sacred Stones, Path of Radiance, a little bit of Radiant Dawn, a little bit of Awakening, Fates, and Echoes, Shadows of Valencia. So you haven't played Shadow Dragon, is what I'm hearing. Okay. So the references would most likely be lost on you. Alright. I'll be sure to explain stuff. Because the other day I was... Yesterday, was it? 2 days ago? Whenever it was. I was like talking about who Garneth was and blah 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 blah. In the games. In the... You did play that one? Okay. Iwao Toshi. Trishula. That sounds like a really trashy name for a young woman. Like a girl, a really trashy girl's name. Apologies if anyone knows anyone named Trishula. Like they want their child to be special, so instead of just naming him Trish, Trishula. Oh, I need one of those things again. That's a pain. Curses. So I need a couple of them. Shanara. Shalala. Aimer. Shouldn't Aimer be a name for a bow? Because you aim with a bow? No? Yeah, I don't think I'm getting everything done today that I wanted to get done. Shoot, maybe I should have just saved it for next week and put it off by another week. Who knows? Because the biggest thing I wouldn't want to do is not go halfway through the week and then be like, oh, should I like continue and should I like not stream for the rest of the week, or should I stream Stardew? Alright, so that's 3 of those that I need. Clear, that's Minerva's special weapon. It's not one of the sacred weapons of the game in Shadow Dragon, but it is said to be comparable to them. Because there's They're not called 3 sacred treasures. That's, Kid Icarus, right? I can't remember what exactly they called, but there's the Lance Gradavis, the bow. They have, like, titles. But there's the Lance Gradavis. The the bow, Parthia, and the sword Mercurius. Devil Axe. That's a pretty bad one. Devil Axe has a chance. You'll be sure to look into those. Yeah. So yeah, there's... I don't know. I really like well-designed weapons in games. I think they're really pretty. Amatsu. Amatsu is in is a legendary weapon in Awakening. But yeah, the legendary weapons in Shadow Dragon, of course, Marth's sword Falchion, who is like passed down in the Altian royal line. Originally it was said to be forged from finally running low on 5 stars, am I? It was said to be forged from Naga's Fang. Yeah, Naga. And it was given to Henri in order to help slay the Shadow Dragon Medius. 8-5. Hey, I just had just enough. If I had the other rare items, I would have run out probably. Wardrobe. Okay, did not equip that. Blessed Bow. Yeah, so then there's like the 3... Are they called Sacred Treasures? Yeah, I got a ton of new weapons to master. I don't have to worry about wasting Carnage level ups. Let me look this up. Arcanea Treasures. Thebes, blah blah blah. Parthia. I don't remember what they're called, but they're like sacred weapons. Yeah, the 3. I just read this in the wiki. Apparently, a thief, Adra, took the Fire Emblem, stole the Fire Emblem from someone else, sold all the gems, and also stole the 3 weapons and used it to hire an army to take over the continent. That's pretty good. But yeah, so Bow Parthia, the Lance Gradavis, and the sword Mercurius. You get all of those in Shadow Dragon. The Axe Hautaclear is Minerva's personal axe. It's not like a sacred weapon. It's just like a really... It's a pretty good plan to take, I guess. It's like a... Ha! Ha! I called it! I called it! It's Hatanaka! I called it! No, Mr. Hatanaka. Hey everyone, great to see you all. Also, I have no idea how long I've waited to confront you like this. Sorry for hanging out under the dragon stone for so long. Don't worry though, I'm all done with it. Done what? The ritual to resurrect the Shadow Dragon, of course. With this much performa, nobody can stop it. It's you, Garneth. Got him! Yashiro, stop. Mr. Hatanaka's just being controlled. We need to save him first. Yeah, about that. Sorry, Itsuki. Nobody's controlling anybody. I'm just like you. Garneth and I are partners, sharing a bond. Isn't that right? Well, he took over a continent and made it into a country. If that's what you call a common interest, well, I suppose we must be. Impudent child. Chikao Mitsurugi's performance is truly unparalleled. With this power, all elder magic is mine to command. That's my father's! Mr. Hatanaka, how could you cooperate with Garneth? The resurrection of the Shadow Dragon would be the ultimate entertainment, a production worth risking my life for. What the frick are you talking about? Tokyo, tragically ravaged by an evil dragon, but plucky kids and unearthly warriors joined to stand against it. It would be the greatest performance. The swan song of this world. That is my vision. That is entertainment. Oh, so he's just crazy. No, it's an abomination. Are you stupid? Mr. Hatanaka, you're making a mistake. And we're going to stop you. Ah, Lord's Master, you say your lines. Play your part or it won't be any fun. He's insane. Here you go. Unforgivable. Wait, Yashiro. Wait. You want me to wait, Aoi? You want me to stay in my hand when my father's murderer is a slice away? If, after all this, all I can do is stand and watch him escape again. What has it all been for? Please, please tell me. What am I supposed to do? Yashiro! I just wanted to be like my father, to stand on stage with him as an equal. That was all I wanted. Yashiro, dang it, what can I do? Isn't there anything I can do? Regroup. Does Yashiro look like a waiter? Yes. This light from Tiki. Your will to help your friends and comrades to awaken the true power of the Lord. You don't have to think about what needs to be done. You just have to do it one more time. Itsuki, Yashiro's calling for your help. You must answer him. Got it, Yashiro. This is my guidance for you and your emotions. Ha! I sucked the performer right out of you. What? What's this light? Yeah! Ha ha ha! Ha ha! No, Chikao Mitsurugi's performance. This continues my barrier. Well, yeah. Father. Yeah, we've lost that old man's power. Yatsufusa, this is it for your little games. We have much yet to do. I suppose I wasn't expecting such a twist. Ah, you've really messed up my schedule. Oh, but how thrilling! My little friend here is just going to buy us some time. But don't lose! Only the Shadow Dragon gets to kill you. Well, I'll see you around. Yeah. So Falchion was created by Nagi and given to Henri the Hero, who was the first king of Altia. And it got passed down to King Cornelius, who... Oh yeah, Toma! Who the king of Altia, Marth's father, who, when Altia was invaded by Gra, neighboring country, he lost it and his life on the field of battle. So that was a bra moment, to be sure. Hey, Broken Aiden, welcome to the stream. How you doing? You a fan of Tokyo Mirage Sessions? I'm trying to finish it up today. I got a half hour left on stream, then a dinner break, and then I'm coming back. Trying to get it all done. As you can probably see, I am way overpowered. Ooh, 6-star prestige. I spent a little too much time in the experience Expeditions Hunter Idolosphere. Of course, you both are purple. It'd be hard to differentiate. I really don't care about Dekaja. But hey, I'll take it. It's free. Lex Slash +1. I was giving Captain Ultros here a history of the magical, legendary, whatever weapons of Arcania. So yeah, so Marth's father Cornelius lost Falchion and his life on the battlefield when neighboring Gra invaded. Young Marth fled the country to nearby Talus. Wait. This is the first time I've ever had to give up a session skill for another session skill. I don't want to. I guess these are both +1s. And they're multiple sword users, so I guess that's better. Yeah, dang. But then Marth gets it back from Garnef, who stole it because that's bad news for the Shadow Dragon. What was your father like? What kind of person was your father? Even as a child, I could tell that acting was his one and only passion. But even so, I was happy to have a man like him as my father. You really loved your father, didn't you? He was a great man. Yeah, whichever session was a reasonable choice there. I don't like it, man. I've gone through the entire game without ever having to replace a session skill, and now I have to. Your father sacrificed his life to protect yours, but we're going to avenge him. I never met your father, but I don't know a lot about him, but I know he'd want you to live, no matter what. Yes, until the very end, he always protected me. Even if he is no longer with me, he lives on in my memory, and I can no less afford to disappoint him now. You have my thanks, Aoi. I will. Yashirotsugi will be toyed with no longer. Agreed? Yeah. Was his father good? Was he really a good guy? I can't tell if he was a good guy or like a strict guy or whatever. Hey Itsuki, you hear that stuff about the Shadow Dragon? Mr. Hatanaka said the restriction is too far along to be stopped. But Itsuki, that means if he was telling the truth, then things look pretty grim. Yeah, we should go see Tiki. We should go back to Tiki. There isn't much more we can do here. Yeah, if we can't stop the dragon from resurrecting, we might just have to kill it again. Itsuki, we don't have time to waste. We'll go straight back to the Bloom Palace. We still need to restore Tiki's memories first. No matter what, we'll stop him and protect this world. Mr. Hatanaka's wrong. Entertainment is a way to express yourself, not a way to hurt people. Agreed, and I will wipe Garnef from this world. So, Garnef has the cursed tome Imhulu, which is a it's a tome that prevents you from being hurt at all, ever, except by the tome Starlight, which is made by using the Star Sphere and the Light Sphere pulled from the Fire Emblem to craft the magic Starlight. There's also a few other strong magics in the game. There's Aura, which is light magic that was used by Garneth's like fellow student Myloa. His daughter Lind uses it, and then that's a strong light magic for women. And then there's Excalibur, which is extremely strong wind magic, like one of the best magics in the game, and you get it in Chapter 4 because Marth's childhood friend has it for some reason. Big Brother, is everyone okay? And Excalibur is like a running... It's always wind magic, it's never a sword, but it's like a running thing in Fire Emblem. Most games have wind magic Excalibur of some form. Yeah, thanks to you, Tiki, we found out the truth about Garneth. So that's it. And we can't stop the ritual? If what they say is true, the ritual has already gone beyond the point where we could disrupt it somehow. Isn't there anything we can do? Oh, if I can get back some more memories with the Dragonstone Shard, maybe I can think of something. Right, I guess that's all we can really bank on at this point. I need a little time first, though. Alright, Tiki, it's up to you. At least the canon thing is that Marth gets Falchion back from Garneth. But actually, if you don't rescue Tiki and you don't get Falchion, there's like a side chapter where you get like discount Tiki and discount Falchion. Which is kind of funny because you don't need either of them to kill Medius, the Shadow Dragon. The only time I think I beat the game once, but the one time I did it, you could just use a warp staff to warp someone over, and I used a forged killer bow to one-shot him. And that was it. Reporting in, Tiki's saying that Garneth is over there. We gotta check it out ASAP. Final intermission has begun. Alright, nice. Final intermission. Well, Itsuki, let's begin mission number 5 then. Ms. Maiko, I hear you say, we don't have time for this when the world is peril, but fortunate entertainment must go on. In either situation, first-rate performer must be ready to stand on stage or in front of the camera. This time is going to be really important. Why? Of course, I'll never tell. I'll be at the Uzume lesson studio. Alright, so let's knock out some side stories. I'm sure everybody's got something to tell me. Man, am I bored. Visionary Itsuki. Andante. Smash hit. Also smash hit. Also smash hit. I forget what smash hit does. Was that the raises SP when 2 or more? Visionary. Yeah, that sounds like kill 4 Mirages in one session material. Yeah. Where's Barry? He asked me something about trying to give me trying to get me to help convince you, Tiki. Oh, that. Sure. What's wrong? Tiki, I'm begging you, please be my Mirage. I'll do anything. Ah, you again. Oh, Itsuki. So you're here too. It's like commotion, Barry. You can lend an ear if it's alright with you. I want to make a comeback as a Mirage Master one more time. No matter how many times you ask, it's just impossible. Please, Itsuki, you have to convince her to become my Mirage. Like I keep saying, that's not the issue here. What do I have to do to make you understand? Tiki looks uncomfortable too. You should let it go, Barry. No, no, no! I want to become a Mirage Master! Seems like he's not going to listen. Let's call Mamori. That's our only option. I understand. Please leave this to me. Uncle, what are you doing? Please stop this disgraceful behavior. Uncle, it's not cool. Not cool. Mamori! Those words again. Uncle? Lately you've stopped saying, you're so cool, Uncle. Every single day now it's just, Itsuki's so cool. Itsuki's so great. Itsuki. Huh? If I became a Mirage Master again and helped out on the front lines, and you say I'm cool again. But you are cool, Uncle. Isn't that right, Tiki? Oh, yeah. He just said that in English. And you get on my nerves too. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Mr. Blockhead. You, yes you, Drog. Me, sir? Me, sir, my butt. What's with you? You can just stay with Mamori 24/7. I'm so jealous, and envious. But you are cool, Barry, when you're not freaking out like an idiot. I don't need your pity. I do like his voice acting. But your coaching is always on point, and not only do you compose, you can play musical instruments too. I think it's amazing you can do so much, Barry. It was me, Barry. I guess you could put it that way. Wow, that's our Itsuki. You really are amazing, big brother. Everybody's such a sucker for Itsuki in this game. They just say, hey, Dia Witch Iroha, I am worried about you not looking so magic of spirit sending to you, so please laugh. Dia Maho Iroha. It's really played up for this quest too. Nice! Itsuki fan club. Itsuki again. Itsuki again? Hey, I'm never listening to you again. Fine, I'm gonna go train in the idolosphere. I'll come back as a cool man. He's dead. How concerning. So this is what he has become of late. This is a serious affair. It would be good if he does not act upon any strange ideas. I'm off to the Daiba Studios idolosphere. Don't look for me. Come on, Barry. It's dangerous. You can't just go into the idolosphere without any weapons. Uncle, please stop this recklessness. Too long. Didn't read. You didn't read my messages because they're too long? Okay. I want. Yes! Yes! Still got a lot more. 6-star prestigious. Okay. I inadvertently completed all the chapter 5 stuff. Just like, oh, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna pause the story. Yeah, okay. Oh, I got a lot of stuff. I'm done listening to Ayaha. How did Itsuki know? Daiba. He knew to talk to Tiki before he even checked his phone. I must reclaim Amori's smile. I cannot lose. Come at me, you vile monsters. What the? Oh no! Don't, please stop! Don't get any close. I think Barry could take like a couple lower level ones. I think he can punch him out. Currently making a challenge on this room. Hey kid, I'm gonna be more powerful with the use of shaken fear as you await my return. In what room? Where are those tons of pro coming out? Because it's there. Okay. Yeah. Do I really gotta do the thing all over again? Follow the code again. Easy peasy. Okay. It's not difficult. It's just a pain in the butt. Just take a photo. One 537908642. Well, I guess they're in. Never mind. Odds are on the top, but that's about it. 0. First up. Barnacles. I made $1 million. One. Top left. Do. This is what annoys me. It's like I already solved the puzzle once. It is no longer a puzzle. The fun part was solving it. But once you've solved the puzzle, like I don't want to do it again. 8. Yeah, they should have just did what they did everywhere else. Because it's like if I make an oopsie, right, and I mess it up, it's like, oh well, I gotta start all over again. was 7. Now we're on to 6, which is right in front of me. And then we're on to 9, which is the last one on the end. Oh hell, please tell me. Uncle, where are you? He's beyond the door. There may be enemies within, so be cautious. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Barry. I gotta go. To a vending machine. I feel like the music should be louder and more in the forefront. Let's see if this works. Nope. There we go. All you gotta do is get one session, and then you get a whole smorgasbord of hits. Well, don't have to think. That's good. Good already. Barry, Uncle Barry, where are you? Barry. He's not here. Maybe he got eaten already. No, Uncle. Hold on, Momoni. It's got a topic from him. I'm in the belly of a whale. Understood. Blah, blah, blah. And they know. They tell you how to get to it. They tell you, do this again. What the heck? Seems there's no need for me to aid you in defeating such petty monsters. I'm heading back to the lesson studio. I ran away. Seems Barry ran away while Itsuki's group was fighting.
おじちゃん。
All right. Back to Shibuya. Hopefully I'll round this quest out and then go eat. Hopefully my beef and chicken soupy stew is all cooked. I suppose all else fails, I can have a serving or two. And then... yeah, and then just eat the rest. Like, have the rest slow cook overnight. It's a relief, you're okay. Yeah. Kinda didn't go according to plan this time, but next time I'll definitely...
おじちゃんの。
Uncle. Yes, Momori? Uncle, you big dummy, we were really worried about you. If I lost you, Mamori. Never, never do something like this again. I'm so sorry. Well, at least you're safe. You're such a scaredy cat for someone so big. You run off to play the moment I look away. You're like Yoshio? Who's Yoshio? Pet dog I used to have at home. I've got it. My eyebrows go over my headband. Uncle? I've got it, I've got it! Theme for a new song suddenly popped in my head. I think I make the perfect song for you, Mamori. Uh-huh. How about it, Itsuki? Are you jealous? Oh, yes. That's what I thought. But I can keep having Momori say, "You're so cute, Uncle. Nothing will make me happier." I guess. I don't have to be Mirage Master because my coaching is on point. Oh, it's the Fire Emblem. If you look up in the background, like top left in the frame, above the door, yeah, that's what the Fire Emblem looks like from Awakening, I believe. My coaching is on point. Every Fire Emblem game has some mentions the Fire Emblem at least once. Sometimes it makes sense and is central to the plot. Sometimes, you know, they just threw that in because they have to have the word fire and emblem next to each other somewhere. And I can't play instruments and compose. I'm a man who can bring a fight with what I already have. That's what I said, though. Was it? I don't remember anything you've said. Anyway, this training... Tonikaku! This training was worth it just for me to come to that realization. Ah ha ha. Oh dear. So, Momoi says, "You're just like my silly dog." And he's like, yes, that is my fursona for now. Now on, I am a dog. He says that, but he is thankful for what you've done, big brother. Yeah, I got that. Hey, uncle, let's go for a walk. Wanna go for a walk? Barry? Barry? Wanna go for a walk? Wanna go for a walk? Come on, Barry. Shredding again? Like shredding on a guitar? Or like shedding again? Oh no. Yeah, shredding like guitar, but in my mind, it's shedding. We're there? Daitama. Sure, I'll do Momori for a bit. True. I'm going to do that before I end, but that's the last thing I'll do. Thank you for the reminder. And then I'll go eat. Ba 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 ba. See if that beef stew soup stuff was any good. Oh, it was on 5th floor. Oh well. I don't have time for this. Get out of my way. Please let me give Barry the dog costume. Nice. So without duo skills, I can make a session that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 long. And then with session skills, everybody else gets to hop back in. I don't know how the math works. But Yeah. Okay. So, again, I am going to eat. I will be back theoretically within an hour before or as much. I have the food prepared this time. I will see you in a bit. Bye.